So here's some video of the actual nest. I think we can see there's a whole load of dead wasps there, so hopefully that means the nest is no longer active. This is the colour of the insulation, but this is all powder. I had to squirt it from quite a distance, but it looks like it might be inactive. I've got a garden hoe to start scraping it from the top. I'm just going to do a test at the moment. I think you can probably see where they were getting in. You can see the daylight down there. But it's actually a very impressive sized wasp bink. I've never actually seen one, I don't think, quite as big as that, but they certainly were very productive. Anyway, I'm now going to attempt to scrape this off with a garden hoe. Well, that's me put the boards down. So, I think I can put, so, yeah, there's definitely lots of dead wasps there. See, it's very pretty. There's actually another one down there, but I see they're dead there as well. So, I'm definitely not a pile dancer. So this is a bit of a pain in the backside, to say the least. Well, I've now got a face mask on and a long sleeve top. What I'm going to try and do is put this garden rake underneath the bing. There we go, that's underneath it. Now I'm going to try, I'll just do this briefly on camera, try scraping it down and off onto the garden rake. It's certainly it's quite fragile. Oh, there we go, that's come off. Alright, appears to have come off at that side as well. Let's have a look. So there's inside the nest. It is a fair old size. I'm suitably rusted up here. I've got a fleece top on, long sleeve. So now I'm gonna. Oh, of course, I've forgotten my bloody gloves. But I'm gonna bring that out of there. Gosh, there's no shortage of wasps there, is there? Quite an amazing structure. That's obviously where all their larvae are. I'll have a better look at this outside, and then there's a small bink that we're building down there. I'll get that removed as well. I think I appreciated just how wide it was. I mean, obviously I saw it from here, but it certainly goes back a fair distance. But yeah, it's a real shame you have to get rid of these things, but I was up here in the attic a few weeks back and I thought there was a blue bottle fly, a large fly, and it got tangled in my hair, and I just flicked it with my fingers, and the next thing I just thought I'd been bitten or something by a fly, and I thought, what the hell type of fly can bite you? But anyway, it turned out it was a wasp, so it was obviously one of these folks. But what an amount of work they must have made that went into building this thing. And I say it's really beautiful. It's amazing what these insects can build, but unfortunately not in the attic, guys. Well, I've mostly been successful getting the majority of it into the bag. It's such an intricate pattern. There's the larvae. Now this stuff needs to go in. I should have had my gloves on, but well, I'm just going to chuck it in. That's the smaller bink. Not really as impressive. But yeah, the pattern of that is quite awesome. I'll need to get a dustpan and a brush. Right. Here's that's what remains of the colony. I probably need to get a vacuum onto that. There's actually some of them are still going. You might see movement in there, maybe dust that a bit. There's some. It's still, it's a shame to see the bloody things suffer. But yeah, I'll put some more of that stuff on them. Just going to use old tech. I'm going to use an old dustpan and a brush and see if I can get as much of this up as possible and into a small black bag. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get of that into the dustpan, but I'll give it a go. I'm more concerned about damaging the underlay, I suppose. I did say underlay, didn't I? I don't know why I keep saying underlay. It's not underlay, it's insulation. But this is really, well, I suppose it's a mixture of the powder that kills them and the paper that they make the nest out of. But, well, there's some of it into the bag. Now, this next bit's not going to be the most fun. I'll stop the video there, but I'm obviously going to have to get the pan and try to sweep it in. Yeah, that's a shed load of wasps. Kind of getting there. I'll give it another quick go, but it's obviously not going to be immaculate. There's a definite sort of aroma with this. It's almost similar to the smell of a beehive, but obviously it's not the same. I don't know what that stuff is. But yeah, it smells a bit like a beehive. I think that's probably good enough for me. I'll just sweep that up. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I don't want to overextend myself, and I don't really think I'm going to do much. Obviously that doesn't look good. Still going to insulate properly. So, bag full of paper and wasps in there to go into the bin. And now it's just time to get myself back through the attic. Twinkle Toes has to get himself on these joists along and then go through the W-shaped trusses, which is not the best fun, to be quite honest with you. And then it might be time for a cup of tea. Outside in the fresh air, but yeah, this is I say it's a real shame that I have to kill this hive, if you like, or this structure. I mean, it's absolutely impressive when you think these little creatures build this. The amount of work that must go into putting this together. And I mean, really, look at the texture of it. It really is a work of art. But very, very soft. Almost, you know, I suppose you say paper-like, but it's got like a wood shavings kind of feel to it. The other one, the smaller one, is more the sort of typical feeling that I've had when I've seen a wasp bing. And I mean, I'm obviously not an expert in clearing wasp bings or wasp nests, anything like that. I'm just simply a guy that had to get rid of a wasp nest in the attic. But when you think about the amount of work those little creatures do to build this, it's absolutely astonishing. But I mean, look at all that stuff there. I would leave this out for the birds or something to eat, but with the poison on it, I wouldn't want to endanger any other animals. So I've got plenty of dust and crap on me, so next step for me is to get a shower and carry on with my days. But hopefully that's the end of this particular. Look at that, how they keep it apart. There's just these little legs that they put in. Very, very clever. Just a oh, there's something. Look at that. That's a different wasp. That's a different type of wasp. Unless that's a baby wasp, I don't know. Or is that? Somebody might know. I don't know. I don't know anything about wasps other than the fact that I didn't want their nest in the attic. Let's see if I. Back on again. So that little wasp's still there. But no, I mean that is it's quite something else, all that. So anyway, I'll let that wasp carry on, and I'll put it in the bin. Here's some of that wasp nest brothers, presumably, making a very large hole in a plum. Probably getting energy for building those nests. That's buggered off. Oh no, it's still there on the other side, but I would imagine they need a lot of energy to create those nests. Anyway, enough waffling. Well, I'm back in the house now, and I'm all nicely freshly shaved and showered. Not that you need to know that, but this is the product that was used. Obviously, as you can see, it's ant killer, but it was recommended by my neighbour Norman, and I believe he got this from Aldi. So if you've got a problem with wasps, for future reference, this product certainly works. And obviously it could be used for ants and other hive nest type pests, I would imagine. So there you go. Wasp's nest taken care of. And now it's time to get some breakfast.